Now that you have learned about the syllabus that you are going to learn, we will start with the GST, okay? Introduction to GST. Now, what is this GST? GST is Goods and Services Tax. It is basically an indirect tax. Now, what is this indirect tax? Indirect tax is that tax which you are not paying directly to the government. See, basic idea is you are paying taxes to the government, but are you paying directly to the government? If you are paying directly to the government, there is no person in between you and government, then we call it as direct tax. The best example is income tax. There is only one in that category right now. Earlier we had wealth tax, we had gift tax, right? Now that is scrambled. Now we have only income tax as direct tax. In indirect tax scenario, we have so many different taxes. Like we have central sales tax, we have central excise duty, that is central excise tax. We have VAT, that is for states. See, these are not, taken away. These acts are still there. Okay, these acts are still there. We have only introduced GST and made all those goods come under GST, right? There are a few goods. Which are those goods? I will tell you in later slides. There are only few goods which you can count on your fingers. Only those goods are following those old regimes. Now with the new regime we have only GST Act. Okay, so GST is an indirect tax. It means you are not paying directly to the government, you are paying through someone else to the government. What? Taxes. You are paying taxes. GST is an abbreviation for Goods and Services Tax. Okay, I purposely made this mistake. See, Goods and Service Tax is wrong. I purposely have written like this, Goods and Service Tax. It is Goods and Services Tax, right? Please remember. It is also known as VAT, Value Added Tax, in few countries. There are many such countries who are already following GST, but yes, they do not call it as GST, they call it as VAT. Sir, you tell me, VAT was already there in India. Yes. Then why don't you call GST for that VAT? No. See, GST is a separate regime. VAT was separate regime earlier. Okay. Value added tax is a concept where you are taxing at every value addition that you are making in a supply chain. Now, Goods and Services Tax uses that principle and is applicable for new goods and services supplied. If you are supplying goods and services, then taxes are applicable at each different stages. Right? This is the basic understanding. Now what is this? We will learn everything in detail. You need not worry. This is just the introduction. Relax, understand. Now GST or VAT is a consumption based tax. Now what is this consumption based tax? Sir, you are speaking so much about taxes. Consumption based tax is that tax where if you have consumed that goods and services, then only you are paying GST. Otherwise you are not paying taxes. Sir, do you mean that yes, if you are taking goods and if you are selling the goods, then while purchasing, if you are paying the taxes, then is it not you are paying goods and services tax? Yes, yes, yes. It is goods and services tax, but the problem is that, it is not problem, it is solution is that if you sell it further, you can collect the same amount, you can collect the taxes which you had paid earlier to the government. Government will pay back to you. How this all occurs, we will see it later, right? So it is consumption based tax. In simple words, goods and services tax is a consumption based tax. It means if you are consuming goods and services, you are liable to pay the taxes. Over. There is no second view. Wherein basic principle is to tax the value addition at each business stage. Each business stage means what? See, there is a manufacturer and this manufacturer purchases raw materials from someone else, from suppliers. Now while purchasing raw material, manufacturer has paid the tax. Fine. Manufacturer has manufactured goods now. Now he will sell it to wholesaler. Wholesaler, while selling to the wholesaler, manufacturer will collect the taxes. And wholesaler will further supply it to the retailer. Now while supplying to the retailer, wholesaler will again collect the taxes from the retailer. And retailer, when he sells directly to the final consumer, consumer has to pay taxes to the retailer. Okay, and this retailer will pay it to the government directly. Right? You are not paying, you are the consumer, you are not paying directly to the government, and therefore goods and services tax is an indirect tax. You are not directly paying, retailer is paying to the government. Right? Value addition at each stage. See, manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, and then consumer. See, these three people, manufacturer will take his profit, wholesaler will take his profit. Take means he is adding that profit in that good, and then he is selling it further. Retailer will add his profit, and then he will sell it further. So these three value additions have been made here, and for these three value additions they have to pay the taxes. Which tax? Goods and services tax. Right? To achieve this, to do this, tax paid on purchases is allowed as a set off or credit against the liability on input or output, whatever it is. So what do you mean by this? We call it as input tax credit. Now this is little complicated case. We will see it in the later slides. Okay, I will keep this as on a standby mode. GST is levied on all transaction of goods and services. Okay, thus in principle GST should not differentiate between goods and services. In principle itself, you should not differentiate between goods and services. GST is levied on all goods and services. Right? This is what is the principle that says. So, and internationally, when we speak internationally, GST was first introduced in France. Okay. And now today more than 150, why 150? More than 180 countries have already introduced GST. Right? In most of the countries, depending on their own socio-economic formation, they have their own modified this GST. If they want to go for single GST, they can go. If they want to go for dual GST model, they can go for it. See, India is a very large country, and when a country like India, where crores of transactions take place every day, let us say even every hour crores of transactions are taking place in India, how can you burden only central government, friends? And therefore it is the need that you have to focus mainly on collecting the taxes on every such transaction which is taxable. And therefore government said, let us do one thing, let us go with the dual model of GST, where central government is also charging the taxes, state government is also charging the taxes. And this model is also only called as dual model of GST, right? We will go ahead with the introduction. See, GST is an indirect tax which was introduced on 1st July of 2017, and you however remember this date. You need not by heart it. You remember that night our Prime Minister Narendra Modi and several other ministers were present that day, that night, okay, when GST was introduced, because it is very, very important for any economy to grow. Right? It was introduced as a Constitution 101st Amendment Act 2017 following the passage of Constitution 122nd Amendment Bill. Right? It is a part of Constitution. We will see it in the next video. GST is governed by the GST Council and its chairman. And the chairman of that GST Council is India's Finance Minister. Right now India's Finance Minister is Nirmala Sitharaman, and she is the GST for GST Council Chairman. Under GST, goods and services are taxed in the following rates: 0%, 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%. These are the 5 slabs. I repeat again: 0%, right? So that you can see my hand: 0%, 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%. These are the 5 slabs. Now I will add another 2, 0.25% and 3%. 0.25 for raw diamond, and 3% is for what? It is for gold. Gold carries, see, gold carries 3%, right? And 0.25 for rough precious stones or diamond, you can say, right? So in total there are how many? 7 slabs, these 5 and these 2, so that my fingers you can see, right? In addition to this, 15% or other rates on top of 18% GST is applicable. Sir, you are speaking about a rate of taxes like 18% on a transaction, then what about this 15%? 15% is cess. Okay, cess is different than tax. Okay, we will see more about this later. This 15% on 28%, that comes to around somewhere around 4.2%. So you have to add that 4.2 to this 28. You will get 32.2%. That is the maximum. Okay, the maximum tax that you are paying. And there are some material goods or damaging goods, we call it as, or negative listed goods, that carries even more taxes, where government is collecting more cesses. But the government says, the constitution itself says maximum is 28%. Do you know how maximum 28%? Maximum 14% any GST Act can charge. So if you consider CGST Act 14%, then SGST Act also collects 14%. So 14 plus 14 is 28%. That is how we have got this 28% maximum. Okay. So maximum rate in GST Act, in any of the Act, is 14%. Okay. Now if you combine that, IGST Act says 28% is the maximum. Right. We will see more about this later. Relax. This is introduction class. Okay.